GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent up here's wearing a vest.
This is Terry from the GNT show doing another special supplemental log with the wonderful Anthony Montgomery from Star Trek Enterprise. However, Nick?
Welcome, sir. You are here, and we're going to talk about Miles Away.
Yes.
And it's funny is that I'm going to just tell everybody
Terry
right now.
made a mistake
again. Well, no, that's not true. But Anthony and I just had a wonderful conversation, and I forgot to hit the record button twice. So
welcome to Hollywood, people.
We've done it
this
on
is
our
what
whole
we
show,
do.
an hour and a half into our 2-hour show. And said, who's recording this?
Hilarious.
Oh, not hilarious. Really, really horrible.
Not at all.
However, we're here to really talk about Anthony's amazing project and all of the new things that have been going on. And everybody knows that the GNT show, if you've been listening for any amount of time, we've always been very, very supportive of Miles Away. We've used it. We've pitched it. Our friend Dawn just, in one of our giveaways, Dawn just won a signed copy of the Miles Away comic.
Congratulations, Dawn.
And we're here to talk a little bit about some of the really great, fantastic news about how the project is evolving, and some really exciting news for a lot of our listeners. So why don't you tell us about what's going on with Miles?
Okay, absolutely. Miles Away, for those of you that don't know, from my mouth, it's about a 16-year-old who has a clouded history, develops a superhuman ability, gets recruited by a shadowy organization to battle an evil entity and her minions on future Earth. Takes place in 2089 because I wanted it in the future, but still close enough to us to be relatable. He also allies with alien refugees and falls into an interstellar war. And that has only been slightly skewed because we are moving from graphic novel to animation, and eventually we'll be going live-action feature films. If you guys remember the Amazing Spider-Man series from the 80s that we all grew up with,
yes,
my animation director is a man named John Semper Jr., and John won or got nominated for an Emmy for his work on the Amazing Spider-Man.
What is that in his Amazing Friends? Spider-Man has Amazing Friends?
No.
The other one?
Yes, the one before that.
Okay.
And John told me that I need to incorporate in this a female character with Max, and it was always going to be Max and his best friend Dwayne and the two aliens that they ally with.
Right.
And he said, no, for your female demographic, you want to have a girl go on the adventure with the boys. So the story has not shifted. I'm just going to have, instead of it just being Max, it's going to have a girl that, if you guys read the book, the girl Tiffany Ward, that Max has a crush on, that is the cool, hot girl that is really down to earth. She's actually going to be going on the adventure with the guys.
That's fantastic.
She's like Doctor Who's companion.
If you say so. Okay, sorry guys, I am not a Doctor Who guy, so he just gave me a reference like I knew what he was talking about.
He's nodding yes, though. It's okay.
And in case you guys don't know, if she hasn't told you, I'm a very real and down to earth guy, so I'm not one of those BS guys that's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's great. No, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. So
that's so true, and I love him so much for it.
Absolutely.
You have no idea.
I'm in the industry. I'm not of the industry, so this is what it is. So what we are doing with it, I've got 64 actors that are attached to do voices for the animation.
Yeah.
I have at least one actor from every Star Trek series, including, as long as she gets better, Nichelle Nichols from the original series, Bill Shatner in the original, Michael Dorn, Brent Spiner, Marina Sirtis, Jonathan Frakes, my entire cast, but that's too easy because, of course, my cast is going to be a part of it. But it's not just my Star Trek fans or my Star Trek family. It's also my family from other shows that you guys know and love. I've got 2 actors from the Harry Potter franchise. I've got David Hasselhoff, I've got the Hoff doing a voice.
You get the Hoff.
Because the last we saw him, he was on the moon at the end of Sharknado 3. So
Hilarious. I've not seen any of the Sharknadoes. So is this what you guys do? Y'all just throw out references that some people may get and others?
Welcome to the GNT show. It's
Hilarious.
Okay. We're talking about squirrels, and that's the way it goes.
squirrels, dribble squirrels.
So one of the things that we talked about briefly in the last recording was I really wanted to talk to you about too was, the one thing I really loved about Miles Away and Max's character is really just how he really is a mirror of you and your life, and you're finding a way to find inspiration and positive coming out of the negative. You really are a phoenix, and that's what I love about you so much is you really just, you rose from the ashes, and Max is a great reflection of that. And what can our podcast do for our listeners? What can our listeners do to help get Miles Away, not just in the hands of the next generation, to let them know that, this is fun, this is entertaining, he's a great character, to let them fall in love with him the way we did with Superman and all of those. How can we do that?
Superman, really?
Shusha. Whatever. So everybody knows Batman would lose against Superman. Don't start.
No.
Don't start. Don't start.
Time to throw down.
Don't start. So here,
No, it's not.
if you guys could see how red he just turned. So what your listeners can do, ultimately, get a copy. I'm doing something right now for Miles Away that you guys, that our Star Trek fans out there tried to do for us in 2005 when they tried to save our show. I've been pitching Miles Away to studios, big and small, independent investors, and it's been hard for them to write the check to move it to the animation, which ultimately is going to open up all of the doors for everybody else.
Right.
Reading the book is great, but when people see something visually, I feel like sticks with them in a different way. They can give the excuse, well, I don't like to read, I don't know how to read comic books, or whatever the reason. But you have no reason and you have no excuses when it comes to animation.
Right.
And what everybody has fallen in love with in the book, the first animated movie is going to be a true origins picture.
Excellent.
Go to themilesaway.com, THEmilesaway.com. Buy your single digital copy for $2.99.
That's easy
You
money.
can get it from iTunes. There's a link on there called Ganksy, which won't make sense to you guys, but Ganksy takes less of an administrative fee than iTunes does.
And believe it or not, everybody, even on a book that costs $2.99, that's even more important because a smaller percentage means a less total out the door. So it's actually far more advantageous on a small price than it is even on something on a bigger price.
It definitely is, because getting 4 million of our core fans to buy a single digital copy at $2.99, even after paying administrative fees and paying my initial investors and putting money aside for taxes, which most people don't think
realize,
about,
right.
then what is left over, I can fund the entire first animated movie on my own.
Excellent.
Once I get 10 million fans to buy it, I fund all 3 of the animated. It's going to be an animated trilogy before we go to an animated series. I've got enough material to do 10 years of animation, doing 13 brand new episodes every year. And I don't know if did we say it on this one or the last take with John Semper Jr.,
right.
my team. John Semper Jr. is my animation director, and he got nominated for an Emmy on his work on the original Amazing Spider-Man that we grew up with in the 80s.
Right.
He also got nominated for an Annie, the highest award you can get for animation, for his work on Static Shock, when Static Shock was on.
I love Static Shock.
So John, I'm an actor, first and foremost, but what I do, and you touched on it earlier, it's about the story and about having a cohesive and compelling story. So I have experienced I've got my 10,000 hours in as an actor. I am bringing that experience to each of the characters that I carved out.
Right.
And now I am partnering with people that are experts in their own right in animation, in graphic novels, because just for the record, guys, I can't draw stick figures. Just so that we're clear, I never try to take anybody's credit.
So who does the art for Miles Away?
Oh, I've got Great. I've got a lot of different people.
You have a lot of different people.
The first person that I have to tell you guys about, his name is Brandon Easton. And Brandon Easton is my writing partner for the graphic novel itself. You guys can't see it, but we're trying to block out some of the sound. It's hilarious. So Brandon was a writer for the revamped Thundercats series.
Yep.
He was one of the writers for there, as well as Transformers Rescue Bots.
Yep, know him very well,
and
actually.
And now Brandon has gotten a Disney Writing Fellowship out of more than 1,500 candidates. He is one of 8 to be selected for the Disney Writing Fellowship. Wonderful. And he will be one of the new writers for Season 2 of Agent Carter. So you guys, please make sure you support.
You have no idea. We cover Agent Carter every week.
Excellent.
We call each other when it's over. Did you watch that?
So he is going to be, for the second season, you guys have, Brandon is a beast of a writer. He took my core material and then wrote the skeleton for the first graphic novel. Because I've learned how to write scripts, I took a script writing course, so I didn't want to be an actor who said, well, I've read scripts, I could write one, because that is not the case. And if any of you are aspiring writers out there, I will simply say, don't just say you are a writer because you want to be a writer. Actually go out and develop the tools to learn how to write effectively. Because everybody says it, but not everybody can. That's just like saying, well, give me the words, I can be an actor. No, you can't. Don't do that. Learn how to do it. And I didn't want to be offensive to actual writers that have put in their 10,000 hours. I put in mine into acting. So I took a writing course from a UCLA writing graduate, Trevor Belter, who has won awards for his writing, and I learned how to actually script a project. That being said, I go forward. I go tangential sometimes, but I still remember what I'm talking about. So we go there. Brandon gave me the skeleton, and then I did the rewrite, and then I sent it on to my artist. And because I paid for it, I know everything about this book from cover to cover because I did not let anything happen without me saying, yes, it's ready to move on to the next step.
Nice.
By the time we were finished, we had something that everybody is proud of, we're really excited about, and when you guys get your digital copy, going back to your original question, What can you do? Buy a single digital copy and spread the word for me. Join the Miles Away community. I'm giving away free giveaways, downloadable giveaways on the community. Even for your $2.99 download, you're still going to get something free.
Well, it's going to be easy because the Miles Away link, for anybody who's listening to this, you're either doing it from the link will be in the show notes for this, on every link. So you just click on the link right below the little recording that's playing on our website, and you can go straight over to Anthony's site and the Miles Away site and give him the support that I know that everybody for the GNT, or all of our listeners, will be able to do. And go ahead.
But but one more thing I wanted to do it's really important. Spread the word in a way that other people will get it out there.
Yes.
If you get your copy from iTunes, then rate it and review it on iTunes. So that way it's not just people hearing me say it. They're not just hearing you say it. They can actually see it for themselves. There's one up there, a guy gave it a 5-star rating, said it's great for the next generation, which is wonderful. I've told people to do this, and I've asked people to do this. I'll say I haven't told anybody. For my family, I tell them, no, you don't do this. But for general people, hey, I ask them to go do that, and then they'll send them to me in my inbox on Facebook or on Twitter. But what they don't get is that just means if I use your comments, I retweet it, then it looks like it's me writing my own comment.
Well,
so if you guys go to iTunes and write a review, or go to Yelp, or wherever they review books on social media, leave it out there. That's the biggest thing everybody can do, and spread the word, because once I get 4 million, once I've actually hit 4 million people, then I will be funding the first animated movie myself. It'll take 14 months for the first animated movie. And for those of you that have already read the book, like yourself, and there's a lot of people that keep asking, when's the next one coming? I can get a book done now that we have a team. I can get a book done in 6 to 7 months. So I have to figure out with my animation team where I can tell the next book story that is going to be compelling and engaging without giving away things that you're going to see in the animation.
Okay, now for all of our listeners who's listened to me bitch and complain about certain projects that don't seem to have any organization whatsoever, I can highly say that I know for a fact that Anthony's got his shit together. Oh, did I say that out loud?
We do. Pardon her French, but yes, I do have my shit together. Pardon my French, too.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
When you had the idea,
yes,
and you say you took the writing classes and everything,
yes,
and when we have writers on like James Swallow who writes Star Trek novels or Dayton Ward who writes Star Trek novels, they always say if you want to be a writer, just write. When you decided to do this,
yes,
what was the moment you said, I'm pulling the trigger and I'm doing this?
Because I kept hearing people tell me what I couldn't do. It's really simple. I personally, and this is why I say this for those novice writers out there, I personally hate writing. And that's the truth. I'm an actor. I would rather give me my script, let me bring it to life, but nobody is going to tell your story like you. That's what it boils down to. So if you want to get your story out, don't bitch and complain about nobody's doing this, nobody's doing that. It's the internet has made it the wild, wild west. People can self-publish. You can distribute on your own. Don't keep waiting for somebody to beat on your door because they're not giving it away. And this is coming from somebody that's a part of the machine. When I hear people say, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. Well, then why don't you do it? Well, no, I think, well, then don't complain about it. You don't get a voice to bitch about it if you don't want to do something to make the change. And for me, what was the key thing? I get tired of seeing things that I knew could be different, that I knew could be better, that I knew could help move this world in a better place. And it doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter any of that. There's a positivity that we all as human beings want to live under, including those what I call internet gangsters that are really tough and they want to be bad online, but they wouldn't do that in person, in real life.
Right.
I'm not one of those. If you hear me say it online, best believe I'll say it to you in your face, and I'm a grown man, so step that same way. Be effective.
I'm sitting next to him. He most certainly is. I can tell you that.
Trust me.
I feel like a little girly boy next to him.
Hilarious, and he looks like one too. I'm kidding, but I had to do it. He set it up. He has a kiss on the back of his forehead. That's supposed to make him manly. I'm going to leave that with him. Hilarious.
Well, Anthony, again, thank you so much for joining us. Let the G&T show and all of our listeners know whatever we can do at any time to get Miles out there.
Absolutely.
And to give him and to make him the next superhero for the next generation.
Maxwell Miles, we're going to be doing a lot of fun things.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you all the G&T listeners, and I'll see you guys in the future.
Live long and prosper.
Real pleasure. Thank you. Joel on True, bitches.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Some dude walks out, proceeds to explain what it's all about. I sure want to leave. I think you'd agree, but we cannot leave till we find out what it's all about. It's all make-believe, nothing is permanent down here. It's just an